What if one simple sentence from a parent could change a child's entire life? I'm sorry, my son. I'm sorry, my daughter. Not because parents are weak, but because they're strong enough to choose healing over ego. When parents apologize to their children, something powerful happens. A child learns that love is safe, that mistakes can be repaired, and that their feelings mattered. And that moment can shape the voice that they carry over in their head for the rest of their life. Hi guys, welcome back to the Primrose channel. I'm Primrose and this is your safe space for healing, self-care and rediscovery. Today we are talking about why parents apologizing to their children is so powerful. As parents, we are supposed to be our children's safe space. Our words, they carry so much power. In fact, the way we speak to our children becomes the way they speak to themselves. Your voice as a parent becomes your children's inner voice when they grow up. So if your child constantly hears, you're so difficult, you can't behave, what's wrong with you? You should be like so-and-so's child who's well behaved. Those words, they don't disappear. They become a child's inner critic. But when a child hears things like, I believe in you, I love you, I am proud of you, those words, they become their inner voice. Those words, even when they're older and they're adults, those words, they still resonate with them. Those words, they become their inner strength. As parents, we need to learn that how we speak with our children shapes them as how they become the adults in the world. If your child constantly hears negative criticism, if you're always yelling to your children, if sometimes you say really negative words, even words spoken in anger, and linger for far too long and cause long-term mental damage. Children simply learn what they live in. If a child was brought up in a household where violence was a thing, or they witnessed mom and dad fighting, or they witnessed the dad beating other siblings, that child, it's almost normal that when they're older, they can adapt the same behaviors that they saw when they were growing up. So this is why now in society right now you have grown men who hit their partners or hit their wives, or you're hitting their kids, or cannot communicate effectively because the only communication that they were accustomed to when they were in their households was constant yelling, argument, words spoken in anger. So now that when they're adults, they don't know any difference. Simply a parent could say, because I said so, and that was the end of the sentence. You couldn't even argue, or you couldn't even raise an opinion, because as soon as your mom or your dad said, do that because I said so, you just go ahead and do that thing. But growing up as an adult, healing starts by breaking those cycles. It means breaking generation cycles that you probably grew up in a very negative environment, in an environment that was not loving. Now that you're older, now that you're a parent, you can change that cycle. And the reason for this is simply because you want to give your children the better version of yourself. Something healthier, something emotionally stable. There is power in apologizing as parents. I'm having to learn this. I'm a mother of one. My son is 9 years old. When I shout, this is usually my fault to begin with, because I either woke up late or I'm in a rush, and then I'm now looking at him as he's making me late, but it's all me. So when I shout, my son now is emotionally intelligent. He will wait for me to finish shouting, and then he will come, he will say, Mommy, why are you shouting? We don't shout at each other. You hurt my feelings. And before, usually when he used to this, I used to get irritated, like, hi, leave me alone. You know, I used to say that. But now I literally calm down and I say, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have shouted. It is wrong. And I'm sorry. Mommy shouldn't have done that. Mommy should have spoken to you nicely. So please forgive me. I have to say those things. And sometimes my heart doesn't want to, but I know I am raising a boy child. I am raising someone's future husband, future partner, future father. So I have to learn to apologize. And apologizing doesn't mean that, oh, I'm gentle parenting. No, it means that I want my son to know the right way to communicate, especially with women. I want him to know that adults do mess up too. And adults, when they do something wrong, they have to apologize. Something powerful happens when you apologize as a parent to your child. One, the child learns that mistakes are human. They know that, okay, in life, I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna make a mistake, but I can apologize and learn from it. Two, the child learns that relationships can be repaired. Because in that moment when you're having issues with your children and you're shouting and, or whatever the case might be, by apologizing, your child and you apologizing, it shows to the child that relationships can be mended. All you have to do is apologize, talk about the thing, we both learn and we both move forward. And please, by no means am I making this video and trying to tell you parents please let your children do whatever they need to do and you guys need to apologize. No, you have to approach this situation with wisdom. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the other thing that a child learns when a parent apologizes, it's respect. It shows that respect goes both ways. My son is 9. I have to show him in a way that I respect him as a 9-year-old, but he also respects me as mommy, as an adult. Because if you disrespect your son or your child by calling them names, so let's say they do something by mistake, they drop a cup of water or something, and you immediately shout, "Oh, you're so stupid. Oh, you're so dumb. How could you be so stupid?" Just let that sit with you right now. They have made a mistake. How many times have you spilled a cup of tea or a cup of coffee on your fancy sofa? Did you call yourself stupid? It's a mistake. You didn't intend to do that. So when you call your children these names, they become their inner critics when they're older. When they're older, it only teaches them that when they make a mistake, it's because they're stupid. When they're older, it makes them being fearful from facing life challenges because automatically they think they're dumb. Mommy or daddy has always called me stupid and dumb, so that's who I am. It affects their mental. So these little habits of apologizing to your children, they might seem minor, but they mean so much. It's simple things like you can't simply yell at your child before bedtime and you expect them to have a good night's sleep. And you can't shout at them before school and you expect them to go into class and walk in there feeling confident. And you expect them to feel focused and ready to learn for the day. No, they simply left an environment where their parent, their safe space, has just called them so many different names, yelled at them, beat them up, or whatever the case is, and now they have to walk into class. And you expect that they're going to be confident, they're going to learn. This is why sometimes some kids are having behavioral issues at school. And then you as a parent, when they come home, you yell again. But no, the problem is with you. It started at home. When they left, they didn't leave with love. Some of you don't even pray for your children when they leave the house. So remember, children carries our words with them everywhere. In classroom, at church, when they go out to meet their friends, in life when they become adults. Your voice is the foundation that they need to prepare them for the life that they need. As parents, we set the tone for their minds. So instead of saying to your child, "You're too messy, you're so unorganized," try saying something like, "Come on, let's work together to try and see that things are organized." Or try to even show them by example. Sometimes we just think children are supposed to just see what we're doing and they copy that. Some children are different. Some children are autistic. Some children are slow to learning certain things. They probably just need you to show them how to do that thing once, and before you know it, they're able to do it independently. So remember, speak words of life into your children. Words of wisdom, words of kindness, words of courage. Tell your children you are capable, you are brave, you are smart, you're hardworking, you're handsome. I say this to my son all the time. Every morning I'm like, "Papa, you're handsome, you're good looking, you are loved, you are so so smart, right? And then he smiles all the time. And now because he's 9, he keeps saying to me, I know, mommy, yes, I'm handsome. I know, I'm handsome. And sometimes he comes home and he jokes around. He goes, Mom, at school, all the girls are hugging me. And I'm like, why? And he goes, because I'm handsome, obviously, mommy, and I'm very smart. And I know that's all me. That's all me, because I say these things onto him all the time. Let them believe what you tell them. Because when they go out there and somebody tries to tell them otherwise, they can stand up tall and say, no, I am not that. They can rebuke certain words being spoken on them because they know at home they were raised in love. And one of the most powerful things you can do as a parent is simply learn to listen. Not to interrupt, not to dismiss, just listen. I do this with my son all the time. When I pick him up from school, we get in the car, we have a habit where we don't listen to music, my phone is on silent, we just sit, and that 10-minute drive that we do together to go home is very important to me, because in that moment, there's no distractions, there's no tablet, there's no TV, I'm not home trying to rush up to cook. I have his attention and he has my attention. So that is the moment for me to just ask him, how was your day? And in that moment, I don't ask him like, oh, what did you do in maths? What did you do in English? He's been learning all day. His mind is so busy. I ask him things that I think are important. How was your day? And then he waffles and he says everything. Oh, at break time, I did this. And this girl at school, she was crying. And then I had to comfort, I had to help her do this. And I asked things like, okay, did you play with anyone at school? Who did you play with? How was that? You're trying to pick up certain behaviors. Is he playing with people? Is he being excluded at school? Is he being helpful? Is he being kind? Is he being bullied? Is he being picked on? Is he being treated fairly? You pick these little conversations, these little bits in this conversation in that time, but you have to be able to listen. Don't be quick to jump and say, why did you do that? Then they won't tell you anything. Sometimes what you can do as a parent is just to be quiet and listen. And your children feel safe that they're able to tell you things, because God forbid your child gets abused, something happens and they don't tell you, or they feel like they can't tell you because you're an angry parent, or because you're a parent who's judgmental, or because you're a parent who's dismissive. You wouldn't want that. You want your children to feel safe with you. So learn to listen. And I know, because we are from Africa, like me, I'm from Zimbabwe, and I'm having to learn to be quiet. Just let him speak and then I'll adjust, because this is the new norm now. Things are different. We are not in the 60s anymore. Our children now, from when they're 5 to 9 or 5 to 10, their brains is well developed. So please, as a parent, it's really important to listen to your child when they speak. Because when children feel listened to, they feel valued. And when a child feels valued, their confidence grows in a way that no lecture or no teacher can give them. Your love is what your child needs to grow. Because remember, at the end of the day, your children will not remember every rule that you made, but they will remember how you made them feel. As an adult right now, I'm sure there is a particular moment that you remember, or a particular feeling that you could pinpoint to back in the day when you're growing up, that your parent, your mom, your dad, or your auntie did something that was nice, that made you feel valued. You always have that memory. I have a memory, like I have one of my gogo, my grandma. She lives in SA now. There was a time that when I used to live in Zimbabwe, she bought me like my hipsters. If you're from Zim or Africa, you know this. She brought me like these really cool pants. Back in the day, they were called hipsters. And I remember they were blue. And I think I was like 10 or 11. I don't know if she still remembers this, but I remember this, and I still value that moment, because I remember how happy and loved that I felt when she gave me that. So your children will always remember how you made them feel, not how strict you was in the house or all this. You want them to have really, really nice memories of you. They will remember whether their home felt safe or it was stressful, or whether your words lifted them up or you simply crushed them. Speak love, speak patience, speak words of wisdom into their life. And when you make a mistake, simply apologize. I'm sorry, my son. I'm sorry, my daughter. I didn't mean to do that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. That's it. Nothing else, nothing less. And because sometimes as a parent, the most powerful words are, I'm sorry, I love you, let's try again. you're a parent or you're a parent to be, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have learned one or two things, and I would like to know what you think in the comment section. So please comment below. Please like this video. And if you have watched this video and you've reached to the end and you have not liked or subscribed to this video, subscribe to my channel. Please like, comment, share, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.